Alright, so I'm going to talk about how to sit peacefully. First thing is you gotta sit. I'm not being facetious here. I'm really I'm just gonna lay it out. Just gotta sit. A lot of teachers and stuff will say, don't think, block your thoughts, and or whatever, thinking is bad. I'm not saying that. What I think personally, I'm not saying I'm a teacher either. I'm not. I'm just some vlogger. But I mean, for this particular thing, all you gotta do is sit and allow all your thoughts to come unhindered. Don't do anything different than normal. Don't try to think less. Don't try to think more. Don't try to just do everything normal and allow your thoughts to happen as they happen. Feel. Notice if you're feeling any kind of craving for something. If you're feeling a craving for a better, it's usually a better state, because we operate as human beings on emotional things. We have emotional needs. The physical needs, we know how to deal with that. We eat if we're hungry, we drink if we're thirsty, these kinds of things. But emotional needs are a little bit more murky to deal with. So when you're sitting, it's likely that it might happen that you might feel an emotional need pop up, that you need to be doing something other than what you're doing right now. Whether it be search for entertainment, do something for work, do something, whatever it is. The fact is, you don't need to be doing something other than what you're doing right now. You don't. So feel how intense that pulling is. And really, if I'm not mistaken, the Buddhists talk about this kind of thing as desire and attachment and craving or whatever. I'm not well versed in Buddhism, so I don't know, but I do know that much, that they talk about this kind of pulling, this kind of desire, and I recognize that they're correct when they talk about that desire in this way causes suffering. Because when I was searching for entertainment more and more and more and more, or more knowledge, or more anything that I would use the computer for, it was just that search was painful. And when I just stopped that, it was very relieving. When I stopped the need for it, and part of the thing that took away that need was realizing how pointless it is. How pointless living that way is. Because these entertaining things, they're entertaining sometimes. If they're not entertaining, then I'm looking for something that's entertaining. It's causing a little bit of anxiety and strain. And the entertainment itself, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it has no real substance. Some of it has some substance, and I learned from things like that, things that are more educational or whatever. But even that is not necessary. And I think this is what teachers say when they say look within. I believe that now, from doing this. Like, the answer is inside. The answer is not outside. The answer is not on the internet. The answer is not in a book. It's inside. So when you just pause and you feel, like, well, for looking for more knowledge, we'll be tempted to search outside in books, internet, blah blah blah. If we want more entertainment, we'll look outside. We'll say, okay, websites, YouTube, these kinds of things. But I really feel like everything we need is inside. And it's just a kind of, if you don't know for sure that it's inside, then you'll be tempted to look outside. It's just natural. You're like, okay, it's not here, so it's got to be somewhere out there. But it's not. It's in here. But the reason why it doesn't feel like it's in here, it's inside. The everything you need is inside, is because it's because precisely of that feeling. It's because of that belief that there is a point, a big point. You know, there's a little point. I mean, as far as a point to entertainment and looking at books and looking at things, there's a point to that. But the point, the deeper point of being okay, being whole, being you, being comfortable, all of that is inside. It's not in some other book somebody wrote. So the way to do that is first realize it, and then you just got to practice sitting. Just sit, feel, and maybe if something does come up that you feel like you would rather be doing than sitting, you don't need to strain. You don't need to like say, well, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes, and then you sit here for 10 minutes, and then you're done, and then it's not like that. No, that doesn't really do anything. It's just for me, it came from the realization that there's nothing much out there. There's nothing much out there. I mean, there's stuff, there's books, there's knowledge, there's things like that, but it's not what I need on a deeper level. The deep stuff is inside. I'm sorry, I'm not really good at explaining this. But desire is painful. Attachment, it can be. Attachment and striving for this thing. Okay. The striving, the thing you're looking for when you're striving is not where you're looking for it. Maybe. For me, that's what it was. I thought that I would get this kind of peace from my searches on the internet and knowledge and things like that. But the peace doesn't come from there. It comes from the inside. I'm sorry. I'm not great at explaining this. Maybe your comments will help. So why don't you comment or try to sit peacefully and see what comes up and comment that. And maybe we can make this more of a dialogue and I'll be able to speak better. Alright, see ya.